So picture this. What if I told you one of the world's best-selling electric cars actually costs less than a fancy new smartphone?
Yeah, no, seriously. It sounds kind of wild, doesn't it?
It really does. Imagine an EV, like so incredibly affordable, it's genuinely changing how millions of people get around cities all over the globe.
It's almost unbelievable. Most people, when they think EVs, they think premium price tags, maybe some cutting-edge tech, luxury stuff.
Exactly. But this flips that whole idea on its head.
It really does.
Welcome, everyone, to the Deep Dive. Today, we're cutting through the usual noise to look at something pretty remarkable, a real urban mobility phenomenon, Wuling electric cars. Specifically, we're going to unpack the unexpected rise of the Wuling Hongguang Mini EV. It's quietly become this global sales giant.
Right. And our mission today really is to give you the clearest picture of what makes Wuling just so popular.
Yeah.
We'll look at the tech inside practical stuff, its presence, or maybe lack thereof, in Europe. That's often misunderstood. And importantly, what its quality really means for, everyday drivers.
Yeah.
We want to distill the essence of why it's such a success.
Yeah, we've gone through quite a stack of sources, industry reports, research papers, even what drivers are saying to pull out the key bits for you. Think of this as your shortcut to getting up to speed on a really significant, often kind of overlooked shift in the car world.
It's more than just a car, though.
Totally. It's about understanding what affordable electric really looks like in practice and its potential, to maybe revolutionize city life.
What's so fascinating, I think, is how Wuling just challenges our normal ideas of what an electric car should be.
Right.
It's not about luxury, not at all. It's about making EV ownership accessible to basically everyone and making it incredibly practical. It really shows the power of focusing on, core utility.
Okay, let's dive in then. Wuling. Now, that name might not ring a bell for many folks outside Asia, maybe.
Probably not.
But it's huge. It's a Chinese brand. And it came out of this joint venture between SAI, General Motors, and Wuling itself. That GM connection, that hints at some serious industrial muscle behind it, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. That joint venture isn't just like a name on paper. It provides a solid base of, established industrial standards, manufacturing discipline.
Right.
Think GM's decades of production know-how meeting Wuling's deep understanding of the Chinese mass market, plus SAIC's local strength.
Okay, so that's the recipe.
That synergy is exactly why they can churn out such huge numbers of these cars reliably and at that, frankly, astonishing price point.
And in China, it's massive, you said.
Oh, it's an absolute mass phenomenon. We're talking hundreds of thousands sold, sometimes monthly.
Wow.
Which just shows its huge popularity, its impact on daily life for millions there. It's really woven into the fabric of city transport.
And the undisputed star of this whole thing, the model that really put Wuling on the global map.
Yeah.
That's the Hongguang Mini EV.
That's the one.
It's incredibly compact, right? Looks almost minimalist in design. And crucially, it's just ridiculously economical. It's not just another car. It feels like a statement about what city mobility could be if you just strip away all the extra stuff.
And what makes it truly disruptive is that price in China. You're looking at, around 3,500 to 4,700 euros.
It is.
To give some perspective, like you said, that's often less than a high-end smartphone, certainly less than some e-bikes, and just a tiny fraction of any other four-wheeled EV out there.
Imagine owning a brand new electric car for that kind of money.
It completely changes the game for who can even think about owning a car.
That price is just staggering. So, okay, for that tiny investment, what do you actually get? Performance-wise, capability?
Yeah.
Are we talking like a glorified golf cart here, or is it a real city car?
No, far from a golf cart. For that price, you get a range of about 120 to 170 kilometers, which is, more than enough for typical city commutes, running errands.
Daily stuff.
And at top speed of 100 kilometers per hour. So perfectly fine for city driving, keeping up with traffic on most urban roads. Its success is just huge. Sales regularly blast past 100,000 units in just a few months.
Incredible.
There have even been periods where it actually outsold Tesla globally, which is pretty remarkable considering the brand recognition gap.
That's amazing.
And they're not stopping. Newer models like the Wuling Bingo, they're continuing this focus on affordability, on practical city use, refining the idea.
So, okay, beyond the numbers, beyond the shocking price, what does it actually feel like for the driver? What's the day-to-day experience?
It means these Wuling cars are designed with like a single purpose in mind.
Yeah.
Be efficient, be essential, and be totally reliable for city driving.
Okay.
They're very deliberately without frills. And that's not just about saving money, it's a whole design philosophy.
Interesting.
They skip the luxury bits, the complex touchscreens, the excessive power. Instead, they focus on robust, simple functionality.
Which makes sense.
Makes them incredibly practical for anyone just wanting an economical car that works, without fuss or needless extras. It's fundamental, reliable transport for dense cities. Tight parking, short trips. That's its world.
That simplicity. Sounds like a huge part of why it's so popular.
Mm.
But let's shift gears a bit. When you hear ultra-affordable EV, the question always comes up.
The battery.
Exactly. The tech inside. Are they using some kind of secret cutting-edge battery to keep costs down, like solid-state batteries? Are we missing some big breakthrough?
Yeah, that's a really common question, totally understandable. But it's important to be clear here. Wuling mostly uses traditional lithium-ion batteries.
Okay.
Pretty similar to what you'd find in lots of other mainstream EVs, maybe focus on more cost-effective chemistry, but still lithium-ion.
So no magic bullet.
Right. There's no solid proof from our sources that Wuling is, first in line for solid state soon, or that their low price comes from some revolutionary battery tech. Their innovation isn't really in groundbreaking chemistry itself. It's more in the, meticulous optimization of existing proven tech for extreme cost-effectiveness and massive scale production.
So efficiency over invention.
Exactly. It's an exercise in efficiency.
Okay, so if it's not revolutionary batteries, where is the innovation? Is it just manufacturing wizardry, or are they doing other clever things to make owning one better?
It's a bit of both, really. While they're not betting the farm on solid state right now, Wuling is definitely looking at other tech solutions. Things to enhance the user experience within their affordable setup.
Like what?
Well, for instance, they're exploring ideas like autonomous mobile charging stations.
Oh, interesting. Like a robot charger.
Basically, yeah. A robot that could come to your car and charge it. This tackles a real city problem, right? Not everyone has a driveway or a dedicated charging spot.
Sure.
It shows they're thinking about making EV ownership simpler, more accessible, even if the car itself is basic. It's about building a practical ecosystem around the affordable car. That's a different kind of innovation.
Right, solving practical problems. Okay, so given this incredible affordability in China, the big question for many of our listeners in Europe must be, can I actually buy one here? Because, a 4,000 euro EV, that sounds super tempting, maybe as a second car for zipping around town.
That's the $1 million or maybe 4,000 euro question, and the answer is a bit nuanced. It's sort of a yes, but.
Ah, okay. Always a but.
Some Wuling models have actually been homologated, past all the necessary safety and emissions tests for Europe, and they are being sold here.
Right.
But it's often through smaller independent importers, and frequently they get rebranded. You might see something called, like, the Lojo W300 Macaron.
Lojo, okay.
Yeah, which is basically a Wuling Mini EV underneath. It's not like a big direct factory import push just yet.
And I'm guessing they don't land on European shores with those jaw-dropping Chinese prices.
Crucially, no, definitely not. The price in Europe is significantly higher. It reflects all the extra costs and complexities, homologation, import duties, shipping, distribution for a totally different market.
So what are we talking, ballpark?
Well, for example, an equivalent of the Hongguang Mini EV might land here for around, say, 9,999 euros.
Okay, so roughly double the Chinese price.
Pretty much, yeah. But even at that price...
Still cheap for a new EV here.
Exactly. It still puts it among the most affordable new electric cars you can buy in Europe.
Even at nearly 10,000 euros, that's still pretty competitive for a brand new four-wheeled electric car in Europe, isn't it? When you look at what else is out there for city EVs.
Absolutely. Despite being pricier than in China, it's still very competitive against other urban electric options here, which often start way higher. It fills a really specific niche, super affordable, no-frill city transport. So while its market share here is tiny compared to China, there is a growing, albeit niche, presence.
Catering to that specific need.
Yeah, it shows there's a demand for this kind of basic, affordable EV here, too. People looking for maximum utility, minimum cost.
Okay, but that price point, it immediately makes you wonder about the quality, doesn't it?
Naturally.
Can something priced so aggressively actually be reliable? Or is it, built to be disposable? This is where it gets really interesting for potential buyers, I think.
It's a very fair, very important question. And it's crucial to remember that Wuling is part of that joint venture with General Motors.
Ah, yes, the GM connection again.
That partnership provides a foundation, established manufacturing quality, consolidated industrial standards. It's not some random startup. It benefits from decades of GM's automotive manufacturing experience.
So, okay, not exactly a luxury sedan that's going to impress the neighbors,
Definitely not.
but built to a certain durable standard then.
Right.
You're saying it's not junk.
Precisely. These aren't cars promising luxury or, the fancy features of high-end European cars. That's just not their game.
Right.
Our sources describe them as efficient, essential, and reliably functional for city driving. Think less luxury item, more like a durable kitchen appliance.
Okay, like a tool?
Yeah, it's not flashy, but it consistently does the job it's supposed to do. They're built for the daily grind of city life, short trips, tight parking, not for cruising down the motorway in style.
And what about the real-world feedback from actual drivers? With so many sold, especially in China, there must be loads of data on reliability. Are they falling apart?
Well, despite those huge sales numbers in China, which you'd think would quickly expose any major flaws,
Yeah, you'd hear about it.
the reports are generally positive on technical reliability. Our sources suggest that widespread, significant technical problems aren't common.
That's reassuring.
It seems to confirm they are pretty robust for the segment they're in. They perform as expected for what they're designed for, which is exactly what someone buying in this price range wants. Dependable, affordable transport that just works.
Okay, so let's bring it back to the listener. What does all this mean for you if you're maybe thinking about a budget EV? Perhaps as a second car for city errands, or just a really economical way to get around? What's the core takeaway?
I think it means Wuling offers a genuinely compelling value proposition. You get that incredibly competitive price.
Even in Europe, relatively speaking.
Right. You get impressive efficiency and this refreshing simplicity of use, all perfectly suited for city life. For someone needing a second car or just a super economical, reliable runabout without all the bells and whistles, these cars deliver exactly that. They solve a real problem for millions by making EV ownership achievable, practical, and dependable.
It sounds like a very honest product. Does what it says on the tin.
Exactly. It delivers what it promises. No more, no less.
Okay, so connecting this to the bigger picture. Wuling's massive success. What does it tell us about where global mobility might be heading? It feels like more than just one car model, doesn't it? Like a real statement.
Yeah, it really raises an important question. Wuling's success profoundly redefines what people expect from an EV globally.
How so?
It shifts the conversation. In the West, the EV story has often been about luxury, high performance.
Tesla's premium brands.
Exactly. Wuling shifts it to accessibility, raw utility. It signals a future where electric mobility isn't just for the early adopters or the wealthy, but becomes a real mass market thing, part of everyday life for everyone. It highlights that for huge numbers of people worldwide, a car is mostly a practical tool. Get from A to B.
Not a status symbol.
Not a status symbol, not a statement of wealth. It's a powerful counter-narrative to, automotive excess.
Interesting. So let's quickly recap our deep dive then. We've seen Wuling's incredible dominance in China's affordable urban EV space, driven by that almost unbelievable price. We've looked at their practical tech approach, optimizing traditional batteries, not chasing solid state just yet.
Right, focusing on cost.
We've uncovered their sort of emerging but much pricier presence in Europe, showing there is global demand for super affordable EVs.
Yep, even at double the price.
And finally, we've assessed their quality, no frills, reliable, perfectly fit for purpose as a tough little urban vehicle.
It's really a fascinating case study. How to electrify transport on a truly massive scale, making it available to the many, not just the few.
Absolutely. And it leaves us with a really provocative thought, I think. Does Wuling's huge success signal a future where maybe the definition of a car fundamentally changes?
How do you mean?
Like shifts from being a luxury item or even your main vehicle to becoming more like a highly practical, essential urban tool. Almost like, I don't know, a super efficient public transport pass you happen to own.
That's a really interesting way to frame it.
It's something worth mulling over, right? As the world speeds up this shift to electric.
Indeed. It definitely challenges us to think differently about value and purpose in how we design and consume cars.
Well, if this deep dive sparks some new ideas for you, or maybe just helped you understand this pretty amazing phenomenon a bit better.
We'd love it if you hit that like button.
Yeah, definitely hit like and maybe subscribe to the channel. It really, really helps us keep bringing you these deep dives into, well, surprising knowledge.
It does make a difference.
So thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive.
Thanks, everyone.
We'll catch you on the next one.